So, but this time I was focusing on lighting up this room beyond lighting up. And to my surprise, I got a lot of messages. And one of the biggest messages, and we're going to go through this more on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I want to get this out for everybody, is the energy that's coming in, and you all know it, it's not coming in, it's what we're attracting because we're raising up. We're at the point where we have to merge with the Christ light substrate energy. The Christ light is us. How am I going to say this? Oh, perfect example. Okay, so if any of you are from Long Island, the Vanderbilts have a big place here. Seems like everywhere I move, I'm next to the Vanderbilts. The Biltmore, the Vanderbilt Planetarium. But I took my mom to the Vanderbilt Planetarium. And Garth and I were hysterical because the stories they were telling were off the grid stupid. But it was nice to see the big, I used to love it as a kid. So what they showed you, and they kept pulling out, was the galaxy, the Milky Way. And they called it a flat plane. The Milky Way is flat, but when you turn it sideways, it's the Fibonacci spiral with the eye, but it's flat. So it's a plane, and they call it a plane. We are in this flat plane, and then they showed you media waves. They call them radio waves, but they're media waves. They come from all kinds of things. I just got to keep this phone open in case Garth can't get my mom. There's the big bubbles, they show these, and they're saying, it creates a big bubble, and that's going out hundreds of millions of miles out into space, the bubble of radio waves. And the more we add to it, it keeps on growing. Well, this is a bit weird the way they were explaining it, but what it showed, which is what I caught, was this huge grid. And I had such a download of aha moments. That's the Luciferian matrix. Our media is creating that. Not what they speak, per se, but the actual waves it goes out on. So remember, I speak to you. I have no paper, so you're going to have to do this. I'm lucky I can find a pen here. So remember, we have the frequency. So the radio wave is a frequency. But what's the carrier frequency? Anybody, what's the carrier frequency that goes out on those radio waves? Come on, don't let me down here. Come on. Not scalar. We're talking radio waves, RF. Squiggles, attachments, yes, but what is it? What would be that frequency? You're all right. It's hertz, yeah, right. So here's the frequency, and there's another frequency on it. But what would that frequency be? No. Don't think in numbers. Don't think science. I'll give it to you. I wish it was love. You're close, Dad, but it's not love. It's the opposite. It's a subliminal frequency. But so here's the frequency of the sine wave, right? I just snuck it out to you. There you go, Colleen. It's the voice of the media. Colleen got it. So this is a frequency, right? It's a little sine wave. Do I have any paper? Not a thing. It's a sine wave, and then there's the little carrier frequency that follows over it. That carrier frequency is made by this. So if they're broadcasting, what does that say? They're broadcasting. What do you cast other than fishing lines? Spells. So the Luciferian matrix, let me see if this is a piece of paper here. I'd like to do some, because this is, I got such a, okay, we got a little piece here. We can make this work. It's not big, but we can make it work. When I'm on the road, I make what works, right? So let's say this frequency, I only have this pen, no magic marker. Oh, there it is. Let's say that frequency, this is the frequency of the radio, or let's do the television broadcast, okay? Or the radio. We'll do a radio right now because they call it radio frequency, so we'll make it easy for everybody. So this is the frequency that it's going out into the universe. This frequency. Now what's going on, and this is very simplified. It's not exactly how it works, but it's simplified, okay? It's to get people to just think. So engineers, don't pick on me on this because I know it's not exact. So these are little squiggly lines that Satya said. Okay, that's a carrier frequency. It has the same shape. Oops, I can't pull it away from the camera. This little frequency, see it, has the same shape as this frequency. See how this crosses this line? Well, these cross that line too. So this is the frequency that they're broadcasting out. It's going broad out, casting the spell that's on it. And what's on it is the frequency of the words. You get it? So what they showed me, and again, I don't have much paper, was something like this. It just looks like a toroidal field, really. It had two fields. If you can picture this 3D. It looked like a little bubble, like, where's the camera? I gotta find it. Oh, there it is. It looked like a little bubble, like that. And that is going out into space and all this other stuff, the way they talk about it, but the rest of it's a little crazy. But it's okay, baby. So what's going on is they're actually literally building the Luciferian matrix, that huge bubble that we're under it through, look at this, a Benson, through broad spells. So last night, I'm going back to Sammy, I wanted to tell you that, it's like, who used to say that on TV? I told you that story to tell you this story. But so when Sammy was going crazy last night, I was filling up with Christ light, I saw this again. Where is it? Come on. I gotta find the camera. There it is. I saw that again. And we're inside of that. It looks like a Zeppelin to me. I agree. It looked like the Goodyear blimp. But this was rounder. I don't have much paper. But we're inside of that. I saw the light inside of that. And I'm like, oh my gosh. Now, the way they drew it was rounder. Because I didn't do as many lines. Kind of looks like a basketball or a toroidal field, okay? So it looks rounder. Now, if we are in the inside of this, let me put me, a little individual in there. If we're inside of that, right? Could you see how that could be called a round earth? But the Milky Way looks like that, only flat. That's what the Milky Way looks like. And then, this is what got me, and I'm getting to you when I get to last night. And then, not only is the Milky Way flat, you've all seen pictures of the Milky Way, right? Okay, so it's got like the eye in the center with the bright light, and then it's Fibonacci spiral. And they're going, oh, well, spirals out, we can only go out, and there's millions of galaxies. No, that's whatever. So it's a flat plane with light from the very center. And do you remember in how many of the meditations, what does it always say? It always says we're the outermost projection. We're at the outside of this thing. We're at the out of the spiral. We're furthest away from what I call the grand central sun. But it's a flat plane. But if this flat plane has this radio bulb around it, what I call what matrix? The Luciferian matrix. And we're stuck in the middle. So that's the dome that's keeping out the sun. But guess who's the sun? We are. We're the Christ light. So while I was in there with Sammy, I was holding Sammy, and I got how somehow Sammy got corded to this very hard. And I'm holding him in Christ light. He's a lot better this morning, as you can see. I mean, this would not stop all night. He was aggressive at me. And as I'm holding it, I got this. It is imperative. These are the exact words. Oh, my camera's fading in and out. Sorry, peeps. I'm doing this all off my cell phone. It is imperative, absolutely imperative, that we merge with the substrate of the higher realms of energy. Meaning, not this merge. None of this. We must get into our Christ light and merge with the natural frequency of earth, plane, not of this. And I gotta go up here, not this. This, right? That is unnatural. This is the God. This thing is built by the God of satanic, Luciferian. This is the Luciferian matrix. This, where my pinky is, down here, this is our plane. This is their plane, their field. This is our field. This is round, it's a globe. This is flat, it's a plane. You see the difference? This is natural. This is not natural. This is. We need to, this is what I was getting. We need to merge with the natural frequency of the earth plane of divinity, not of the Luciferian energy. Jill writes, this is where frown comes from. Yeah, that was my expression. It's my expression. They all stole it from me. We all know that. But back in the day on Charlie Ward, when they were trying to hammer me, so what do you think? The earth is round or flat? And I used to go, it's flound. It's flound. Oh, I know you did, Jill. It's because it's a flat plane, but a round energy field. So it's so crazy because at the planetarium, they had all these things, what your weight is on all the different planets, if you stepped on the scale, gravitation. I'm looking at this going, oh my God. The way they were teaching these kids about gravity was so screwy that a 6-year-old could look at it and go, this doesn't make sense. So the round Earth, which looks like the exact toroidal field, the poles, does that look like it had poles? There's a pole there and a pole there. That's the toroidal field of Earth that they keep talking about, the magnetic field. So what they were trying to, this is going to the next thing. There's some method to my madness. They're trying to tell you that right here, it was about here. Where's the Milky? Right on the Milky Way, right about there, that's our Earth. That's our solar system in this galaxy. And it was a big round blue ball. Okay. But there's going to be a lot coming out that I'm going through, like, people are going to, but anyway. So I had gotten how important it is to merge with this, with the creator energy of the divine. But you see, this is what they're doing. They're putting so much fear into people, you can't do this. And I'm going to add something else. So the home that my mom's in, there's a lady there that was 102. There's a little clandestine group of people that they hang with, okay, on her floor. And I'm not even going to say their names, but for their own privacy. But let's there's one gentleman and two ladies and my mom that they kind of hang up, and they're all losing it. They're losing their mind. And for the most part, the real individual is coming out now. Everybody goes, oh, your mom is so sweet. That my mom was sweet, but she was a witch many times. Why? She was in fear. Now, when the mind goes, what takes over? The soul. Remember, the soul is who you are. It's the Christ light. It's the individualization of the Christ light, meaning it's the characteristics of your particular Christ light is the soul. That's an easy way to put it. So the soul is taking over. And what happens is their soul is out. Now, my mom is a very extremely, she kisses everybody, she hugs everybody. She doesn't get her way, though. She gets pissed off. Who doesn't get pissed off when they don't get their way? Then there's this other lady, she's 102. She's a tough Long Island Jewish lady. She was raised a tough Long Island Jewish. She doesn't take crap from anybody. She's still not taking crap, but she has such a great heart. But at 102, mine's not all there, it's quite gone. I need something to drink. I need it now. And if you don't get it to me now, it's against the law. You must bring it to me. You work for me. And I'm thinking, wow, that would be me at 102. Very tough, independent lady. Right? And then there's Ken. Ken is a man who asks everybody, what do you do for a living? What do you do for a living? I was great at this. And then there's another lady. She just wanders around. She's in a wheelchair. She's got little legs. She goes behind the front desk. She's working on their computers. And they're like, no. I said, you better stop her. She just wanders into everything. She wanders a little wheelchair everywhere. What's her soul? Exploring. She's searching. And I got to see them. And they're all just amazing. They don't attack anybody else. And it's funny, if one gets too close and crosses their dominion, this is the tough 102-year-old lady. Did I ask you? I'm not taking your crap. You go away. She's a pimp. And I'm like, you know what she's yelling? Don't cross my dominion. But it's amazing. When we get rid of this is tied to this. The soul is tied to this. This is light. This is, and I quote, radio waves. Radio waves are just a frequency. TV is considered radio wave, computers, cell phones, 5G, all that's considered in the radio wave broad sense of the word. So it's all social, it's all media. You can wrap it up, it's media, any type of media. Now you can break down the word media if you really want to be funky. I don't think it means this, but I just saw it. Media, me, death, I am. But it's all in the mind. If you remove the mind, you can get to here. And that's the Fibonacci file. This is what I'm talking about. This is what they were showing me when this is natural earth. This is unnatural earth. Natural divine God. Unnatural divine God. This is to infinity and beyond. You're an infinite loop, right? This is a loop. You're infinity and divine and beyond. You're beyond it. You're stuck in the infinite loop. This is expansiveness of divinity. It expands. Why does it keep expanding? Because it's a Fibonacci spiral. As we grow, we can expand it bigger and bigger. This ain't no expanding. It can get fatter or longer, but you're still stuck in the middle. And in the middle of this, right connected, let's see if I can do this. I do apologize, you know, I'm on the road, so I'm not in my office. Right there, into your mind to there. And let me try to show you the finite loop. I'll try to make it as dark as possible. There, my friends, is your infinity loop. You are at 0 point, comes around, takes from this side, goes to this side, and you are feeding this fake matrix with your energy. Now, have you ever looked, let me see if I can get you this, because this is really cool. And this is, I was told to give you this, and I do want to answer that question, but I do what I'm told. Yeah, I want to see if I can show you a picture of this. This is perfect. All right, let me get back to you. Where are you? I lost you all. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share a screen. Can you all see that? Okay, now you can see the Fibonacci spiral kind of, can't you? In the center is like the eye of the divine. It's the divine frequency. It's the creator energy. It's just energy. It spins on top of itself. It keeps, see, this is creation of this side, goes in here, comes back, goes out here. That's how Fibonacci spirals work. But you see all these little things in here? These are particles. And if you were to look really good, it's not a great picture, but you see this all here? These are particles of light. Ooh, pray tell, could that be like particles of individuals? There you go, Jill. Now, we are probably, since I always hear, we're out in the outermost, we're probably about here. Or maybe here. We're on the outermost ring. But if you were to lay this sideways, no, that's fine. That just means we're the furthest from here. Here's a good picture of it laid sideways. Let me see a good picture. Let me get a really good one, what I'm looking for, because they had it really, really flat. Now, you see how that's flat? Yeah, you can take a screen. You can look this up online. Just type in the Milky Way. You see how it's flat? It's not a ball. But up, can you see my little mousey bouncing around here? Okay, cool. So you see all those little stars? Do you see how you can see through this? It's not solid. It's not matter. It's just beautiful beams of light. Look at that. And it expands out. and out and out. Now this is a plane. You could see through it. It's not round on the bottom. It doesn't have above or below kind of thing. Look at all those lights. Notice the colors in it. Like the 7 rays. There was 12 at one time. There's the violet flame. And this is creation. This is creation. You go in one spiral here. I want you to also think about a labyrinth. Do you not do this in a labyrinth? You walk in on one side, you come out. So imagine coming in on this one here. Do 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 do. I come in and I come out on this one. Do 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 do. You expand. You don't get stuck. And what would happen is, let me see if I've got pictures here. See this one? We'll go to this end one here. Can you see my little mousey here? Okay, good. Thanks. I appreciate it, Michelle. I need some feedback here. So you come out here, you keep growing this. Let's say we stopped here. Maybe we originally stopped here and we grew all of this. You just keep expanding it, expanding it, expanding it. Maybe, now hear me out here, maybe over here are the Arcturians. They're a group of individuals that reached pure enlightenment. Maybe they're here. Maybe what people may call the Palladians. Maybe they're hanging out over here. Maybe the mankinds are hanging out over here. But right here, this is what they showed me, and this is where it blew my doors off. They showed me, like right here, a big bubble, like here. And that big bubble, they first showed this at the planetarium, not with the person, not with the individual in it. And then they showed this bubble like this on top of the Milky Way. It didn't show it in the Milky Way. It was sitting on top of a big round bubble that they said just keeps growing. The more media we project out into the universe, the further and bigger it will grow. And it's going billions and billions of light years away. No, we're not out. We're still in there. So we are in this bubble on top of the Milky Way. That's the Luciferian matrix. I tell people about the Luciferian matrix all the time, but I couldn't figure out a way to describe it. And yesterday at the planetarium, they gave me the perfect way to describe it. It was so clear to me. So this is where you want to merge with the Christ light. The Christ light is the center. It's the creation light. And you see, we're not matter. We're matter, physicality, in a bubble. But we're not matter. Big difference. No, the bubble's growing. Michelle makes a good point. She's absolutely right. She took the words out of my mouth, which is what I was just going to talk about. It gets darker and further out you go away from the light. So these frequencies, they are putting out, taking us further away. We are not even seeing the light. We're going to go into that on Tuesdays and Thursdays. We're seeing a fake light. Yeah, so it's so that's where we're going to be going. So I told you a while back I was given I can't hear the word. Wow, hi. Compensation. I was given dispensation. I was given the word that I could go and talk about more of this. That is safe now. We are physical matter when we're inside the bubble. Think of the Bible. Think of this really quick. Yeah, I got it. Hang on a second. I want to read something. You know it all very well, but I want to read it again. In the beginning, the very first words, okay? In the beginning, everybody stop texting and everything. Just hear. Close your eyes and hear with your soul. Let this go to your soul. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth. And the earth was without form. Another word, matter. And void. And darkness was upon the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters. And God said, "Let there be light." And there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided the light from the darkness. And God called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And the evening and the day were the first day. And then God said, "Let there be a firmament in the midst of the waters, and let it divide the waters from the waters." And it goes on. But the most important part of this, the earth was without form. Just saying. Like the Milky Way. So on the Milky Way, there's universes, multiverses, whatever you want to call them. I don't give a crap. Let me do this. Oops. On this big bright star maybe, this is another plane just sitting here. And on this plane is mankind. And when mankind evolves, maybe they'll come to this plane, or this plane, or this plane, or this plane, or this plane. And eventually, what happens? They get back into the center, the melting pot, and they'll come out going and expanding outward and add more to it. And then they'll come back home and go out again. Isn't it cool? And it's so in line with the Bible. Now, here's another question I'm going to throw at you, and then we'll move on. Let me do this. You guys like the science stuff? Don't answer it yet, because I can't see you yet. I don't know the answers. I can't see what you're saying. Okay, so you answer. S for science if you like the science stuff. Okay. It's conscience. It's conscience. It's consciousness. This is consciousness. This isn't man-made science. Man-made science is the bubble. Don't say it's fairy, Deb. Don't say it's hard. It's just difficult. It's a different culture. So, nothing's hard for the Christ light. Are you telling me something is hard for the Christ light? I don't believe it. Now, I'm going to show you something that I think will blow your doors off. You ready? Go here. Let me do another share screen. You can see the Milky Way in our sky. That's what it looks like. Now, hang on. Stay with me, peeps. Hang on. You're getting there, Sachi. Don't say anything yet. Don't give it away. Let people discover it on themselves. Now. All right, that's the picture I'm looking for. I'm going to open that up, but I'm not going to share it just yet. Got everything. Here we go. So now, if you can see it like that, where'd my little diagram go? If this is the Milky Way, and we can see the side of the Milky Way, and they tell us we're moving out, this is the best I can draw this. Have any more paper? Oh, here's a piece of paper that was in my Bible. What is this? Oh, this is for the ADL judge. I'm looking for another piece of paper. Here, we'll see what this is. King James Version. This will work. Okay, so this is the, try to picture this as the flat. We'll do it like that. That's the flat, right? And they're talking about this bubble that is media waves that we're sending out. If we're inside here, see how much sense this makes? Common sense. If that's us. Let me see if I can get that. We're inside here. What are we looking at? Aren't we looking at the side? The edge. Wouldn't it look like that picture? Can you see that? Wouldn't this look like this? If you're in the bubble on the outside? Wait, one more. You ain't seen nothing yet, folks. And this is what you get to see. Oh, no, hold on. Here we go. Why would it look like that? Why would there be an arch and rainbows and Milky Ways and everything else? Because if you're in here, what are you going to see? Yep. You're only going to see the edge, and it's going to look bent. It's like looking through a pear lens, a wide angle lens. It drops. If you buy a cheap, those of you who are into photography, if you buy a cheap wide angle lens, when you take the picture, the ends go like this. They drop. Because it convexes. Give Valerie Jolie, as much as she drives me nuts by crossing Dominion, give her a big gold star. You're looking from the outside. No, you got it backwards, Valerie. You're looking from inside the matrix to. Take Valerie's star away. She was close. You're looking from inside the matrix to. I know that's what you meant. You just wrote it backwards. To, so you'll get half a star. You're looking from inside the matrix to the creation of God. It's a con, Matheny says. Ooh, the con of science? What is the con of science, Matheny? Matheny! What is the con of science? I'm waiting for Matheny's answer here. Matheny only, please. Come on. You can type. Conscious. Your consciousness is showing you the con of science. So somebody wanted to see the picture again. So real fast, let me get that picture back up. Can you see it? Oh, I lost you, peeps. Where'd you go? Hold on. I don't have my monitors. Everything's on this one little thing. It's, no excuses, but there we go. Now, I don't know. The Milky Way. I have no idea. I just give me what the divine brings me. I don't know. So, now, if I'm here, I gotta reach all the way to the camera. Where's my other picture? Oh, it's on this one. If I'm here, I'm upside down. Well, apparently this is for the people in China, right? Because we're on a round globe, so they're upside down. If I'm here looking this way, and I see this, oh, but the northern lights. Could it possibly be that while I'm in this, that this may be spinning, because doesn't it spin, it says, that there are times when the very north side faces the Fibonacci that's expanding and moving light. Oh, maybe it's the northern lights. Oh, But let's just call it the magnetic field of Earth because we're on a round ball. Ba-dum-bum, I rest my case. Could you imagine if I had some sleep? Does all this make sense? Is it? You see how easy this is? This is so common sense. Which drawing? My little, this one? No, the other one. Maybe not. I don't know where the other one is. Ah, it's over here. That one. There you go. See how simple this is? So, what we're going to be going into in the future, I'm going to tell all of you this. We're going to take it up a few notches. It's very necessary that we get out of that now. The only way to get through that is through certain things on how to get out of that system. You've given your word. If you want to get back into the galaxy, the Milky Way, if you will, that way, we'll say it that way, the Christ light, you got to stay in divine righteousness and divine light. And you can't do that if you're signing and staying with these contracts, and if you're not abiding by the contracts you signed. It's kind of a catch-22. See how you got hammered into that? You sign this contract to tie you to the Luciferian matrix. To break the contract without the other side's permission is going against divine righteousness. So then you're still in the Luciferian matrix. So how do you get out? And that's what we're going to be going into. And yes, it may seem a little bit 3D-ish, but you got to get out of that ball. The Luciferian matrix. See, that ball is the Luciferian matrix. I like how you put that. We have to burst the bubble of the media waves. And that becomes a little bit of a struggle. But what happens is, the grid over Long Island, because of Montauk, I got to be careful what I say here. Give me the words. All right. So the grid over Long Island, because of what was going out at the Montauk project, got a little hokey, and it had to be repaired. So the grid So the lines of the grid, let's say, I should have a different color ink, but I don't. Let's just say there's Long Island. The grid lines over Long Island got hinky because of the time-space continuum. The time-space continuum, what's that? Time, space, continues. It continues. Forget Tesla. Forget him. Tesla's a very nice man. We were friends. Forget him. The time-space continuum is the time and space it continues. They were breaking out. The bad guys were actually destroying their own grid system. Now, do you think on that thing there's plenty of electric for everybody? Oh, yeah. So it's just getting over it. I mean, and in this embodiment, will we ever see the Milky Way? Probably not. We'll get there when we transition, maybe. Some of us. We'll get to an aspect of it. They broke the grid to the time-space continuum, but they repaired it. It's back. No, the firmament is not part of the Luciferian matrix. The media waves, which we'll call radio waves, are part of that. The firmament was to keep you so we can have an experience as physicality, matter, and it was to keep you dry and safe. But you would be able to subdue dominion and move on. So we're going to take this and we're going to go start from the beginning, dominion, and take it all the way through the whole history and where we get, and then how to get out. And you can thank, negate ab initio. You can give gratitude to yourself and to the Christ light, because it is by there's enough people requesting it that they're going to let it happen. So I'm really excited about that. Kathy Jensen says, let what happen? What I'm going to disclose. There's so much structure of the divine that people have no clue of. There aren't very many people I hear that have it put together at the level that I know it. But it's not that I know it. I'm part of it. It's been told to me. It's been part of it. I just remember. So it's just about getting people to remember it. That's all. So if you give me 1 second, so don't miss it, is what I'm trying to say. Hi, I'm Leana from PowerPassionFreedom.com. If you liked what you heard, why don't you come and join us on Sundays? We do a whole free question and answer period followed by a meditation. Bring all your questions. All you have to do is go to PowerPassionFreedom.com to register for Sunday. Oh, and don't forget to like us and subscribe to us below, because we're always adding new meditations and content and you don't want to miss out on it. I'll see you Sunday.